Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 Podcast. I'm your host, Crimson 10.
F15 PCA.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to check her out over on Twitter at Artie Demon. She does amazing work. She does a ton of fan art, redesigns for She-Ra, a lot of original stuff. So be sure to check her out, give her a like, a share, and a retweet. So we're going to do a review of Primal, and instead of doing individual episodes,
You
because
can't really do that.
I could, but I just feel like I'd be doing it like a disservice almost. You kind of need to watch it all at once.
You gotta do it all at once because you can pick almost, for the most part, besides a couple things, you could pick any episode and it can interact and change. One could have happened before this episode, it doesn't matter. It's not really a
because they kind of just
narrative.
go on random adventures.
Yeah, there's not a story per se.
But, you know, right off the bat, it's... Go watch it. It's good. It's worth watching.
Good. It's good watching.
It's only 5 episodes, 22 minutes to 30 minutes apiece. It's like watching an hour and a half movie.
Yeah.
Just watch it straight through. Normally, I'm against binging and all that, but since it's such a short series,
there's not a lot. You don't have to sit there and think about what happened. It's already there.
You get the feelings as it's happening, and I also think that in this show, you can pretty much get what it means to you is different what it means to another viewer and to someone else. It kind of has that. I think there's overall message here, but it's how it makes you feel.
Yeah, but you don't have to wait weeks in between watching the episode. That's why I think they did it every night. I think. And
originally. just like what we said when we first saw this trailer, I'm like, I bet you there's no dialogue, and there's none, as there shouldn't be.
Yeah,
except for like,
yeah, it's just so funny when the beginning they have when they listed on the DirecTV that to say it's when I watched on DirecTV it said English. Well, you can show this anywhere. It's not English. It's just you can show this in Russia. You can show this anywhere, and you won't have to dub anything.
Yeah,
it's already there.
It's like watching a National Geographic film with no narrator.
Yeah.
So you just kind of like think of the storyline yourself. Like, oh, this is happening. But I really liked it. I like how visceral it is. I like how brutal it is.
It is violent. From the very first scene, he's fishing, right? And all of a sudden, this big fish comes right out. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like a crocodile thing.
Yeah. But he got out of it, but it was like, whoa, that was scary.
And I just like how you just kind of like, oh, that's happening. Oh, that's happening. Oh, okay. And you just figure it out as it goes along. And without having talking, okay, let's talk the things that I loved. The art direction.
Amazing.
I love all the shots of, again, these characters don't have names. He's Encino Man. That's what I'm going to call him.
Oh, he's Caveman. He's the Caveman.
the main Caveman character where he's like just standing on a ledge and you just see the vast openness of the world. Mm-hmm. You know, there's rain falling. And the art direction and just the visual look of everything, just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
The one thing you have to realize, don't get attached to certain little characters you think might be cutesy because they're not going to be around for long. That's the thing.
You could take any frame, just about every frame of animation, and it's beautiful enough to print it out and put it on your wall. Yeah. This is absolutely gorgeous.
I know that people might not agree with me on this, but there's a famous artist called Frank Rosetta. He did a movie called Fire and Ice, what had to do with Caveman 2. It kind of reminded me of that. Yeah. In that style, like just very high-end quality, no skipping frames, just really...
They did a super good job of telling this. It's basically what I think that the story is about families, and it's about survival. Mm-hmm. What you do for your families, the families that you make, the families you find yourself in, the families that you just so happen to have to make with someone. Yeah. And I think that's the connections we have to make with other living things, which makes us different from animals. Yeah. And you see that with the Caveman character, because in the beginning he loses his family.
Oh, they get hit by some Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, they're like these. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's because they had horns.
Maybe so.
T-Rex don't have horns.
So it's probably some dinosaur I don't know about.
But basically, he loses his whole family, and I actually thought it was really cool that without any dialogue, he was going to kill himself. Yeah. He was so sad, he was going to just jump off that cliff, and then he sees his family in the sky. See, this is where you can just draw in whatever. Yeah. Again, did they go to caveman heaven or the spirits in the sky? But what was that?
I don't know.
See, but whatever it means to you is different when it means to me. To me, they went to caveman heaven.
Yeah, the thing I looked at it too, and one of his kids has little black eyes. It's so cute, like a little.
And because in this prehistoric world, there's only two things: your lineage and your family, and survival. That's it. Yeah. There is nothing else. There's no leisure time. And,
did you strip away all the creature comforts we're used to? That's all. There's nothing. None of that.
Because. The one thing I also liked about this show was almost every moment is just this caveman trying to survive. Yeah. There's very little downtime, and you get a little bit in the last episode, and it's kind of beautiful. They spend so much time of where there's no fighting, but for the most part, he's just trying to live. Yeah. Trying to get food, but he ends up he doesn't kill himself. So he's like, wants to get revenge. Again, another very human emotion that animals don't. To these animals, that was food to live. And they kind of show that dynamic of, why are you and your kids more important than me and my kids?
Yeah.
Well.
And nature's survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
And humans were in that nature mode where they had to do that.
But he ends up he kind of gets his revenge and kind of makes friends with that other dinosaur because that dinosaur lost her babies.
Yeah, and you see my first like, oh, look, he probably reminded him of his kids, and then, nope, those dinosaurs came in, those same ones, and ate their kids.
You want to see a baby get chomped to death by a dinosaur? They show it in this.
Yeah, they don't
show like the blood and guts they do with other things, but you see the babies go in the mouth and get crunched.
Yeah. But the baby dinosaurs, you see everything. You see the whole thing. They don't hold back on that.
So, we have this, so both these people, the dinosaur and the caveman lost families. So they create a new family together where it's kind of trepidatious, where they're kind of teamed up, but they're still butting heads and they're still fighting.
The best part is that first episode when he gets on top of the dinosaur and they scream together like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and the waves kick up. It's
and they're by the beach. Yeah, it's so cool.
But I think, without going again every single little episode, I think my favorite episode was the mammoth one, the Cold Death.
That was pretty good.
I liked it because, see, up to this, we're just talking about good stuff, then we'll talk about bad stuff. What I loved about that episode was, shows the woolly mammoths and, the pack animals. This, one of them falls behind, but you can tell it's old.
He's old, it can't
It's
keep
either
up.
like a grandpa, an older brother, but it lost one tusk, and it falls behind, and of course, they run into the caveman and the dinosaur they need to eat.
Yeah.
So they take it down, and that's a brutal fight. You want to see someone with a giant rock bashing in the head?
Another thing about him, too, is that he loved, what this came out to do is to go up on a higher, ledge and just jump down with his spear. Oh, man. Hunt. Yeah.
And it's just, so they take him down, and, they get food and meat. And I kind of like how there's, this, he, builds, a yoke for the dinosaur to carry. Darren's like, I ain't carrying your stuff. And just
no, he had to do it. He's looking at him like, okay, I guess I'm doing it.
But all that's unspoken.
Yeah. Oh, man, that winter looked brutal,
too. Oh, yeah, that's why I love this episode. It's just, it's the Cold Death.
Yeah.
They end up finding a cave, and they kind of they're a family, but they're kind of separate than the caveman drawings he does. He saw that this mammoth was a noble creature.
Yeah.
But I gotta survive. And then he felt bad for killing it, but you have to. Mm-hmm. So he drew a caveman painting on the wall, but to honor
them. One thing I will say I didn't like about the episode, when they had all the meat separated, didn't it look a little Flintstone in the meat? I said, that's not the Flintstones. That's what it reminded me of.
A Brontosaurus booger.
I know, the ribs here, and then the kind of way they were shaped. I guess the dinosaur went in there and ripped all the guts out of the things, so I guess.
Yeah, so they cleaned it up real nice.
Yeah.
Almost like the big cartoony Tom and Jerry
It
pork
kind of
chops.
does. It does. That's what it looked like to me. I'm sorry.
It was fun, though.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff. I love that episode. It's my favorite episode. And, but at the end, the mammoths come, and I thought, it took them all this to take down a sick and dying mammoth. There's 30 of them.
Oh, yeah,
they
whole
are
tag.
effed.
Yeah.
And, and they end up giving back the tusk, and that's all they wanted.
Yeah, and that's what real elephants do that, by the way.
They do get these attachments. They do feel depression and sadness, and they just wanted to, have a ceremonial burial for their...
And they had other bones with the other elephants, right? And they all just sit in a circle, and then they just buried
because that's their family.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Was it right for me to take a member of your family?
Yeah, exactly.
Was it any more wrong for that dinosaur to eat his kids?
This was probably the most realistic thing that could happen because woolly mammoths and cavemen were at the same time.
Yeah.
So there could be cavemen that actually did fight woolly mammoths.
After that, there was also another scene I really liked is when he was doing shadow puppets.
Oh yeah,
and that's how he was entertaining his boys.
Well, because they didn't have anything else to entertain him.
And and they're smiling and he's thinking about it, but then he kind of our caveman has PTSD.
Yeah,
he literally has post-traumatic stress disorder. If you look up all the symptoms, he has it. Yeah. He's having nightmares and flashbacks and
Well, what are you going to do about it? Nothing you can do. It's just what it is. You just have to live with it.
And I just love and he's trying to build this new life, but they just kind of move from place to place. Yeah. This is okay. What
my favorite episode was the one where he's hunting for the boars, basically, the pigs, and then the dinosaur keeps eating it, and they start going at it a little bit.
They're a family, but they still butt heads.
Yeah, they butt heads, and he was mad, well, you're eating it, well, I'm killing it, and you're eating it. I mean, come on. And at the end, they get an understanding we can't do it, and then they get in a waterfall in this episode, and they fall. And this caveman, my goodness, hits his head 3 times on the rocks. Oh my gosh!
But they're built sturdy.
Yeah, but I'm surprised he didn't get a concussion there because
they sustain some damage.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Then, the last 2 episodes, it goes real fantasy.
Yeah, and I don't want the way I would have went with it.
It's not bad. I mean, the big giant bat monsters and giant spider, they look amazing.
But I
just wanted it to be grounded a little more.
And it wasn't at all. As soon as they get past those other cavemen, it just goes right.
Yeah, there's like these kind of like chimpanzee-looking cavemen, and they're smaller.
Yeah.
And I guess they hide from these giant. These bats are like gigantic devil bats.
See, in the beginning, they were chased by those kind of other red dinosaurs, like the some
like
ones
raptor
he killed first
looking
one. But then they go away because they know that's where those bats are at, so they're staying away from that because they know that's like instant death.
And that's when like, oh, this is gonna go complete fantasy.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not saying that it's bad. I just was kind of thrown for a loop because I was expecting more of that groundedness.
I wanted to be more like those old movies they did on cavemen, where just like reading words, where it's just a big, being realistic, grounded, not fantastic.
A lot of people, again, I talk on our Discord, join our Discord, and people like that fantasy element. And people said they were during interviews, the director, again, I'm sorry, I can't say his name, but
he did Samurai Jack too.
Trevor Zausa.
Sorry, we're saying
I'm horrible at names. He said that he liked those old fantasy novels of kind of like those Conan Barbarians like that, where they would
another
like
Frank Rosetta.
Yeah, these kind of like bigger than life monsters. So there would be like these kind of other beings, and like.
But so far the first few episodes had none of that.
You know what that was funny in that episode? You see one of these bats, you're like, damn! He kills in like half a second.
Oh, because
there's like dozens of them. Like, okay, it's easy for him to kill these.
Well,
things.
because they're kind of like thin. He has that spear. And he just hits him right in the head with it.
Yeah, like he's like right through the throat and everything. Yeah. This dude knows this guy's an efficient
One
killer.
thing also he mentions too is he says one of those other monkey came in as he's running back and he broke his egg and he twists like, oh gosh.
He had Gumby leg.
Yeah.
It's going the other way.
How's he gonna survive? He could get infected and die.
That's probably dive disease.
Yeah. Oy.
But then that's when we start getting some of the. He ends up getting captured by one of these bats, and it's up in his giant. I thought it was a nest.
Yeah. I'm
like, this would be like a big mother bat.
That's what I thought.
But it's like a spider.
So why would these bats be helping the spider?
Yeah, that's weird.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like this was more fantasy than I would. Okay, maybe this just no, but I didn't expect that though.
So they win. They beat the spider and they get out.
And the dinosaur was smart because he pretended he was dead, so they take him.
Yeah. So like the dinosaur started to learn more of the tricks.
Yeah.
It's just. And then in the next episode, they find like these 8 people, and this goes full-blown fantasy. This is like a precursor to Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, because the apes really wearing a ceremonial garb and has like a staff. It's like, wow.
Yeah, they have like a religion in a society. Like one of the apes was even wearing like a necklace.
Yeah, exactly.
With bones and stuff. Mm-hmm. So like they seem to be more organized than the actual Neanderthal cavemen people were.
Which is weird. Yeah.
Odd.
Very odd.
So, and this is where it's brutal and it's awesome action. But it's just effing weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm assuming they end up catching the caveman and the dinosaur.
They have them all tied up.
And they're having, like, this ceremonial, everyone beat the hell out of each other fest. And whoever wins that has to fight the dinosaur because all of it, you have to make it all up because no dialogue.
Yeah. And the thing is, he was one of the smallest monkeys, too. And he won.
Yeah, because he was smarter.
He killed all the other ones.
Yeah, like, we're talking beating their brains in. We're talking, like, he pulls up and there's blood all over his face.
I'm not kidding. When there's blood and gore, that's everywhere, man. You see it. It's not hidden.
Then this is, you either love this or hate it. I kind of hate it. They have this black liquid that turns you into the Incredible effing Hulk.
Yeah, that's.
So, like, the gorilla eats it, then he becomes literally like tiny King Kong.
Yeah. Or the girl from Rampage. What's going on here? It's like, okay.
Then it fights the dinosaur, and
dinosaur didn't have a chance.
Didn't stand a chance.
And the caveman's trying to get out, but he can't get out right away.
He gets down there, but the caveman's smart. And the dinosaur's down and out, dead. And like, there's no way he can fight this thing. He can fight like that regular ape, but when it's like all hulked out.
Yeah.
So he runs up there and drinks all of that black goo. Yeah. So he becomes like a giant man.
He looks like Incredible Hulk almost. He
like a purplish.
Yeah.
So then you just have Incredible Hulk versus the giant.
But then he gets that monkey back. He rips his freaking arms off.
Yeah, he pops his arms off, and then he goes and just kills that whole village.
Yeah, they're all dead.
He slaughters, and he's punching these monkeys, and they're exploding everywhere. Yeah. And then that's just how it ends. And the dinosaur's dead. He lost his family again.
Yeah, exactly. He gets out of the pile and he looks and he says, well, he goes to him because he's back to normal now because I guess it doesn't wear on for long. And he's like, in the morning, they're all dead. He's like in a pile of dead monkeys. Yeah. Gets out, and his friend's dead. I'm like, oh, that's
the end of the series.
Yeah.
So this caveman has lost a family, gained a family, lost a family.
Yeah.
It's an experience. It's great. Again, I think everyone should experience it because it's just visceral and just from the art and the music's really good too. But those last 2 episodes really kind of put a.
I would. To me, it's an 8.5. It was out of 10 until that point.
Yeah, the 2 fantasy elements. But now that I know that there's fantasy elements into it, I'm not going to be so shocked by it.
I know some people on Discord saying there won't be a season 2. I hope there is.
Maybe.
I would like to see another 5 episode season 2.
I would like for him to find some of like the more intelligent human races. You know, some of those like that, and then maybe that's how he gets integrated. He ends up becoming like their protector, and then he finds a new family. I want him to be happy.
I want to be happy too. And here's the thing too: you notice throughout the whole series, he didn't really miss his wife. He missed his kids. That's what makes it even more heartbreaking.
Yeah, because those are that's your.
Yeah.
You know, he had little. I think it's 2 little boys. It might be a boy and a girl. Who knows? But he loved them, and he loved his family.
And there was even another scene where he's hunting a deer with a dinosaur, and he has a flashback when he hunted a deer with his little son, and they're wearing.
And he's like
fur.
teaching him how to do the hunt. And he's like proud of his son because he went in there and got the kill and everything. But that's how you survive.
Yeah. And
then even then, the same thing with the woolly mammoth. He like respected the animal. You know, he like put his hand on its head after they killed it, and it's almost like in a way he was telling it, "I'm gonna take your noble spirit into me."
Yep. Even some of the fur, because he needed to cover up.
Yeah,
it was so cold.
I love that. You know, and that's all made up in my mind. None of that dialogue's there, but to me, I think he was paying homage to the just the spirit of the animal. Thank you for nourishing me and my family.
Yeah, and the thing is, he'd always have that grunt where he'd be aggressive, and all of a sudden he would stop and think about things. Like, he'd kind of think, well, wait a minute, maybe I need to do it a different way. That's what I got from him sometimes.
Yeah, I love that.
About the series.
So there's a million stories. It doesn't even need to be about this caveman. Just do another caveman.
Yeah.
And in this world. Are there more societies? Because if the monkeys have a society, who's to say there isn't another like more humanoid race that has more like those other monkeys that in the Red Death episode, they have like an underground. What if they have like a whole like system?
Well, I don't know if they'd be at the Bronze Age yet, but they could be before that.
Well, see, that's the thing. But this is all fantasy. Anything can happen.
Well, that's true.
Who's to say this isn't just some isolated island and there's all kinds of other things out there?
Could be. As long as they don't get too silly.
No, don't get too sci-fi or anything.
Yeah, don't do sci-fi. Just keep it least grounded as much
I
as
wouldn't
possible.
even mind again anyone remember Kablam, Prometheus and Bob. I wouldn't mind an episode where maybe an alien does come down and like observes him and just leaves and he's like, well, that was weird, because he would.
As long as it doesn't become part of the land.
No, it's just like something that just happens.
Yeah,
and he's just there and he ends up having to survive with them for a little bit, and this alien kind of goes, oh, this Homo sapien race is, and so there's no dialogue. Of course, I never want any dialogue. I never want any talking or no subtitles. It needs to be a visual story. Yeah. And you can do things like this in a world like this.
Yes, you can.
But I think it's great. Definitely check it out. It's worth the hour and a half of your time.
Yeah, it definitely was. I loved watching it. I was very entertained. There were times I'm just on the edge of my seat. Okay, what's going to happen next? Yeah. Anything can happen any minute. Someone can die. A monster, another dinosaur can
something can just bite your head right off.
There's even a part, even the dinosaur experienced some anxiety because when they were fighting an episode with a bunch of snakes, he saw an earthworm and he thought that was a snake and he got all scared again. Yeah. And it was biting all over him too, those snakes.
Yeah, because they were like in the water. That's not the cool scene because they were like floating in the water. Yeah. And there's a lot of cool, there's so many cool set pieces. Yeah. And congratulations. I'm glad Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, funded this.
Well, this is a thank you because of Samurai Jack. Yeah. That's why.
But
I was happy with it.
I want to play a video game of this.
It's gotta be a beat 'em up, dude.
No. It's gotta be like Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's like a survival game when you have to like hunt the
thing. Like a Far Cry almost.
Yeah, kind of like that. But Far Cry Primal. Again, I played that whole entire game. You can't help but make the parallels. Yeah. But I couldn't say enough good about it. The fantasy elements took me by surprise, but I think I'm kind of okay with it now. If they do more.
Because now we know, yeah.
Now I know that it's fantasy stuff. But the colors, the music, the characters, you love them. You feel for this guy. You want him to survive. You want him to be happy. But this is a hell of a world, man.
Even that theme song with that one note there, at the beginning of each episode. That's just caveman. That's just it right there. Cool. So primitive, so like, historic, yeah. He started doing a little bit of that in the last episode.
Yeah, like he was trying to talk to dinosaur.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like you want to know what the hell are you scared of? Yeah. Then he just eats the worm.
He just eats it like, what's the problem?
And then that whole scene, he's like swimming in the water and he seems happy.
Yeah. He's like, the first time I'm content. But of course, in this world, that ain't gonna last for long.
You get 3 seconds of happiness, and that's it. You
can go sleep over there on the beach. I'm gonna go swimming right now. That's what he did.
Yeah, that was so cool. And all the butterflies and everything looked really cool. But that's gonna wrap it up. Quick little review of an hour and a half. You can almost see it like a movie.
Yeah. But
it just ends, and you're like, that's it.
But it almost makes it perfect in a way for that ending.
Because you got to see a little bit of this guy's life.
Yeah.
A day in the life of a caveman trying to survive.
Well, who knows? Who knows? It could have been even weeks for all we know.
We don't know how long time passed.
Yeah.
because they could these two could have been together because they end up like in the snowy area.
Snow, then tropical, so that had to be a contrast.
A hell of a draw.
Yeah.
That ride on that dinosaur probably took weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
But it's like, at what point, where do they just settle up somewhere? Like, what do they do? You just keep surviving, I guess.
You keep surviving. That's all you can do.
Yeah. But, yeah, dinosaurs are still cool. Yes. Cavemen are awesome.
Yep.
And, there's room for... This isn't adult because of how brutal it is, but it's not adult in the way that people think of adult things. Like, oh, there's got to be sex and boobs. And no, it's just it's just adult as a nature film that shows everything.
Yeah.
When animals eat each other, well, it's what they do.
Yeah, they're not going to stop.
So there is room for that in animation. Yes. I'm glad that we got this to show the world you can still do amazing stories for older audiences with animation.
Well, I thought one of the cool things, I guess, Adult Swim will host like those little cons, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was there and he showed the first episode before this came out. And he told everyone in the audience, this is a labor of love. This is a total labor of love. That's why I had to do this.
It was cool.
Yep. Thank you for doing that. Yet again, another good one from this guy. Keep on making animation.
Again, his name will be on the description and everything. I apologize for not being able to pronounce his name. But he's a great creator. He does good stuff. And even though, Symbiotic Titan was amazing, he does the Hotel Transylvania movies, which aren't bad, but they're not this.
Oh, no, that's kid-friendly. Yeah. This is nothing like that.
But, I would say this, if your kid is mature enough, this isn't...
If your kid's like 13 years old, 12,
and they're mature enough,
I think it's fun.
Because it's like watching a nature film. When you see like the hyenas like take down a bison or something, well, that's just water buffalo. That's what they do.
Yep.
But definitely check it out. It's worth your time. And again, like I said, 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's 8.5. It's 8. Like I said, because of the family himself, but
and no real conclusion.
No,
but that's the way it is.
Yeah. Kind of makes sense, though, in this world.
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.